You're the biggest Xbox fanboy on YouTube. All you Xbox fanboys cope. Enjoy being a third part for us. Anyways, the Xbox handheld got leaked by Lenovo, and I said Lenovo, sorry, ASUS. Man, I'm tripping. I'm stepping all over my PC manufacturer names. And I think the very interesting thing about this particular conversation is that hardware enthusiasts or people who care about hardware are going to be taking a very good look at this. One of my audience members said, man, it's already leaked and it's probably going to be expensive. And I said, well, I already said that. Rogue, in terms of the PC component and PC hardware part, is the side of PC hardware that gets somewhat expensive. In fact, it almost wants to rival the Apple of PC hardware. The only thing is it's in the PC world, so reality gets to check it from time to time. Whereas in the Apple world, I think they're smoking some kind of weird thing over there that they think they can just come out and sell you, 2 terabytes of something for an extra $400. It's weird. I saw an Apple PC, right? They asked for, this PC is going to be this much money for 256 gigs. You want 1 terabyte? It's $250 more. I said, 1 terabyte? Bro, 1 terabyte in PC world is like $50 on a good day. 45. These guys wanted $200. Then, you know what made it even much more ridiculous? They said, if you want 2 terabytes, it's going to be $400 more. I said, what? This device that was going to have 2 terabytes of memory, a small little device that looks like a freaking Apple TV from the picture, it's probably a little bigger in reality. They were asking $900 for 2 terabytes. This is why I know that Apple is a joke. I feel bad, though, because some people started out with Apple, wanting the value proposition, enjoyed the ecosystem. But get the heck out of here with that nonsense. And back to the Rogue, handheld that is being made that may have, or according to what people are saying, would probably have that Xbox tagging along with it. This is even different from what we're going to be seeing in terms of Xbox's handheld, which should be a native hardware device. Now, when it comes down to where this hardware device is going to fit, I've always said that the Series S was always going to be, or I think was the target for Xbox's games. This is one of the funny things that really makes the hardware market with Xbox very interesting. As much as people may come to YouTube videos, instead of actually reasoning with the content, they say some really silly stuff with 10 emojis like that even helps anything. If anything, it's just brain rot. But if you apply your, thinking towards what Xbox might be wanting to play here, you'll realize that this particular hardware piece is designed to come into the market segment, or at least join the market segment of existing hardware that's going to support what Xbox is already doing. Hence, the user can leverage multiple aspects of PC gaming, but on a handheld paradigm. Rogue is going to be a little expensive. I don't know what the Xbox One is going to look like. Perhaps it's going to have its full Xbox branding in terms of the one that Xbox will make itself. Or if you're going to go the Rogue route, you're going to have to deal with the pricing that comes with it, but it's going to give you the best of both worlds. It seems to me that it's going to be the archetype to show maybe what Xbox is trying to do in the future, to make Xbox available to you, Game Pass available to you, and then anywhere else that you can game on a PC platform also available to you. We'll see how it goes. But in this particular regard, I want to talk about the hardware positioning. I got to see this particular screenshot taken from this particular YouTube channel called, what's the name? Geeker One. And I've been looking at it and shout out to the Turk. He posted it on his Twitter page and I saw it. And then I've been able to track it down to where the video source is. And looking at the Xbox Series S on here in terms of the benchmarks, you can see the Nintendo Switch 2 docked is like 3 tiers, below it, depending on the game, depending on the benchmark. Some things may vary, but it doesn't necessarily seem like with good optimization that the Switch 2 in any methodology or any way, shape, or form could ever catch up to the Xbox Series S in this particular test, at least based on the analysis that's been done to pretty much expose what is inside of the Switch 2. So this Xbox handheld, or this Rogue handheld, my guess is it's probably going to stay in this segment here where you have the Steam Deck. The docked Switch 2 is probably going to be much more powerful than the Switch 2, because the Rogue itself has a much better performance metric than the Steam Deck. Now, I don't know if it's been mentioned here as some kind of a metric. I know it uses the Z1 Extreme, and this new one is being reported that it will probably be using something of a similar methodology. I saw that from a YouTuber's Twitter. I think we're going to be able to see this particular device come in and basically, participate in this combo of wanting to stay somewhere around, maybe being better than, say, an Apple M1 chip, or being just as good and being close to the Switch 2, but then have that variation that actually goes with it. This is, in my opinion, where I think this hardware piece is going to stand. But again, one thing that really makes everything kind of interesting at the end of the day is we really got to wait at the end of the day for, what the whole thing is going to look like when the hardware comes out and when the games start showing up on the different hardware. Because even as we speak right now, when the very first set of metrics were talked about, it was apparent that Capcom had gone out to optimize the Street Fighter V version of the Nintendo Switch 2, but the Street Fighter 5, sorry, I meant to say Street Fighter 6 for the Switch 2 looked like it had some secret sauce attached to it. Whereas the one that was actually attached to, or the one that was actually, done for the for the Xbox Series S, that one had, some issues that still needed to be resolved. And so people took those two metrics and kind of somehow, the conclusions got drawn that the Nintendo Switch 2 was going to be on par with the Xbox Series S. And, the Xbox Series S didn't necessarily have all of these things and blah, blah, blah. But now it's coming out that, that was basically something that Capcom had not gone back to modify. So we really need to take a look at the different games when it comes down to it, if you get what I mean. And so I think right now at this, point in time, as this handheld got its first leak, the best thing that anybody can do is to set their expectations realistically. Whenever anybody says rogue, I just go, oof, you got to be very careful, man, because at some point, this whole rogue thing is, it's kind of weird when it comes down to it. Because again, I have a rogue laptop, and I can tell you, man, I felt like I paid, a premium for something that, to be very honest, I could have gotten anywhere else. I could have gotten that with the Predator from Acer, and I would have been, much more, I think, happier, because I've used two Predator laptops, and those laptop SKUs and that particular brand, they've really done well for me compared to what I found with the Rogue. And I'm not too pleased with Rogue, so I'm not giving ASUS money for any Rogue item, if you get what I mean. But anyways, just wanted to go ahead and point that out and, skip and sidestep the brain rot and the dross that's here, where all these people feel like, oh, you just come out and just say you're a fanboy and you're coping, not ever addressing whatever the heck is going on, when their own people on PlayStation are over there actually going ahead to talk about what they think are the benefits of Xbox Game Pass. And all they can do is just come out here and say things like this. You're the biggest Xbox fanboy on YouTube, and all you Xbox fanboys do is enjoy being a third party for us. Sure, whatever. I would answer you, but there are more important things to talk about in the news cycle today. Have a good day, y'all. Peace out.